Boom, ba ba boom, ba boom, ba boom. Welcome back, guys. This your boy Peasy, aka the Snowman. I'm not Deion Dawkins, but this is Val. We got
And we
Cyrus,
got
man. We back.
so what's going on? So my man got AKAs today. All
Yeah,
right, I'm with
BKA,
it.
all that, man. DBA, CNA, you know what I mean? DNA.
Oh,
Um,
CNA gang now.
nah, no scrubs for me. I don't wear no scrubs. Scrub is some things that you will not see on me. But
I
anyways,
heard you.
yeah, on me. You know what I mean? No Diddy, but we here, man.
No Diddy. Come on, man.
You know I gotta I gotta throw in no
No Diddy.
Diddy. Diddy do it. That's the word of the day. We know Josh do it, but
Hey,
did he do it?
listen.
We
We'll
won't
find
know.
out when the Netflix doc come out.
Yeah, when the Netflix doc come out and them tunnels get
It's
undiscovered, and we
about to
find
be
out some of your
surviving bad boy.
man, and you find out some of your
Surviving P. Diddy.
yeah, when we find out what really
Surviving
took
Puff
that man.
Daddy.
Yeah.
AKA you want to use for my man.
Yeah, a lot going on in the world, but we back though. We here to talk football and sports and all of that. March Madness still going on. Unfortunately, those hopes of the Sabres done dwindled since we last got together with people 2 weeks ago, but we here nonetheless. We know being a Buffalo fan can sometimes be rough, but the good thing is that we are now entering mock draft season. Um,
Hey.
April is about a couple steps away, so we gonna start to get into some things. Not really fully this episode. Maybe we'll discuss later on. Maybe some players we've had our eye on, but I think we'll really get into it over the next couple of episodes. But we back nonetheless, man. Z, how you holding up, man? I know the weather been up and down, but how you and the gang doing? How you and the fam doing? Y'all good?
We good out here in these streets, man.
Okay,
We can't complain at all. I mean, this weather been mad Jekyll and Hyde.
up and
One
down.
one day is 65, next day, might have a couple inches of snow.
Yeah, man.
So, I mean, other than that, we good though.
Yeah, I wasn't feeling
So
that.
it's all love over here, baby. How you holding up?
I'm holding. I do want to start off by saying, man, there's been so many headlines, but on a serious note, man, rest in peace to those who lost their lives in Baltimore. I know you got family out in that area, but like that's something that we take for granted. Some of us have a fear of bridges, but like I hate bridges, honestly speaking. But like that's something that you don't expect to happen, especially in the middle of the night. So man, prayers to those people who were not found, who have now right now been pronounced, deceased. But that's just a tragic situation for those who know about the situation in Baltimore. So, and obviously praying for those around the world that are losing their lives for other senseless things. We'll never really touch on a lot of that on this podcast, but it's just so much going on that got to really be thankful for life. Got to be thankful for just being able to travel from point A to point B, because those are the small things, y'all, that we take for granted that we can't. So that's why I know me when I'm on my way to work, I pray in the car on my way to work, just regular prayers, but just like you can never be thankful enough of life. I'll just put it that
Right,
way.
right, right.
So definitely wanted to get that out the way. But nah, man, I know you said you've been good. Obviously the weather, we had a couple, what, 3, 4 inches the other day here in Buffalo, and then we finally saw the sun break out early this week. And we'll see what this week holds. I mean, I looked at the 7-day forecast. I'm seeing some 50s. I'm seeing some low 40s still. So hey,
Regular weather now.
yeah, if you're living in the Western New York order, man, I mean in the Western New York area,
You
there's
already
one
know what time it is.
right. There's one of those things where you just gotta stay warm until it's time to really bring out the
It's
slides.
all good. We got spoiled for
Oh
like
yeah,
three
nah, we got
weeks. That's
tea,
all. We got
and and
spoiled.
and most of us that have lived here long enough, we know the drill, so it's nothing new.
Strict
But so
pump
much
fake.
going on. Yeah, pump fake, big pump fake. March Madness going on. Any dog in the fight for yourself before we get into the Bills?
Not really, bro. Like it's just I just been rooting for good basketball. I've been more invested in the women's tournament than I have in the men's, to be
Okay.
honest.
Shout out
Uh,
to Cuse Women's. What's her name? Diasia Fair. The shorty
mm,
from Rochester. I think she moved up to number 3 or number 4 on the all-time list of women's history and points. In
yeah,
basketball, that's big, man. Coming from the 5A5 area, which is only Most of us know only 45 an hour away. Caitlin Clark, of course, we already know what she does on the court. Angel Reese and the LSU crew, South Carolina, Dawn Staley and them. And the crazy part is, I was texting my son the other day. I'm like, yo, these games is going on in Albany, 4 hours away. So like this,
Right.
these some of the greatest girls right now in the game up the street in New York. If you live in the capital region, if you live in New York City, that's a 2 hour commute. So
Quick joint.
yeah, so
Yeah,
I'm
and it's about to be
it's about to
some
get crazy
heavyweights
this
going
week. And
at
I'm
it
hitting my
soon.
again, like, listen, you might have missed them this past weekend, but next week, I mean,
Yeah.
in a few days, I will get your
Like
boy out here.
this Sweet 16 round is about to be fire, but that Elite Eight it's about to
It's gonna be a
get
boxing match.
heavy.
I love it, man. I love it,
I
man.
I just listen. I need Iowa and I need LSU to take care of business their next game,
Okay.
so they can go at it for that Elite Eight.
Yeah,
That's
it's
gonna that's gonna be fun to watch.
gonna be fun, man. Because the thing I love that women's basketball has now brought back is like that level of emotion and that competitiveness. Like you're starting to see girls like really get fired up, really starting to talk to the crowd, really,
Dogs,
yeah, really starting to talk
dogs.
to other opponents because we know. If you watch women's basketball, we ain't watching for the dunk highlights, and ain't nobody about to yam on nobody. But like when you see Shorty cross somebody, hit somebody with a ooh
Step
wee,
back.
and
Whoop.
then they stare him down and they telling you can't guard
It's
him or
listen.
something.
It's big shit talking going on. I love
Yeah.
it.
And I love it too, because these girls is really nice. Like these girls, if you played with them for you regular hoopers, if some of these girls saw you on the court or you got a chance to play with
Yeah,
them, they
listen. Boys be out here on Twitter and Instagram in real life just out here fronting like they really giving these women buckets. Listen, you give me 60 minutes in the game with some of these women,
yeah,
I'm getting 2 points
yeah. They in the
max.
scenes.
I
They in the
said, yeah,
scene.
man, y'all think these women out here playing?
You got
Listen, you
Shorty at
may
USC too, the girl out there too. Like it's just a lot of talent. And not to
yeah,
take away
it's
from
a
the
drunk.
men's, it's just the men's game is different now. Like the men's game, so many guys is transferring. Like I'm a Syracuse fan, so like one of the dudes who they ain't good to the tournament, but I found out Quadir Copeland is entering the transfer portal, one of their best players off the bench, and I'm just like, these guys do this
For
stuff
what?
every year. Like you don't,
Yeah,
nobody stand, and it's not even like you got to stay 4 years, but it's like you look at the Villanova three. You know what I mean?
right.
Who all on the Knicks now. Them boys at least stayed around enough to build chemistry. Like these
I was just
teams,
about to say that. It's hard to even say you put in the effort to build the chemistry because like you don't even know if your team can fit because by the time you get started, all right, I'm in the transfer portal. So
I
now you
agree.
start from scratch every year. So it's
Yeah.
like you really never gonna hit your stride or your
And
rhythm.
right. You about to be in a brand new system with a brand new coach dealing with a brand new rotation. And they probably already got dudes that they be playing and bringing back. 'Cause that's like, we know how it is in high school. You just can't bring random dudes to your school unless they fucking Rodney Pierce and Jeremy Hunter. That's different. But you can't bring random dudes to your school and just be like, all right, here we go. You know I had to throw that one
Right,
in.
right, right. You
But
had to.
yeah, but nah, but to switch gears though, happy March Madness time of the year, but it's still pre-draft season. You got pro days going on. Free agency, it's still, week 3. So it's been some small signings, but we kind of predicted a couple. I know last time we recorded, we talked about them picking up a safety, a wide receiver, probably somebody on the D line. And we threw a couple names at the board. Curtis Samuel was one. I don't even know if we mentioned Mike Edwards, but I know we said a veteran safety for sure
Yeah.
was going to have to get added to the mix. Austin Johnson, still haven't seen too much tape on him, but from what I hear, steady rotational defensive tackle that's going to be added in the mix with our D line. But I'll start with you, man. I can assume what the answer will be, but I mean, out of the additions over the last couple of weeks, which one are you most kind of intrigued about?
All of
Okay.
them. I know it's a cop out, but
Yeah.
one, I was happy they re-signed Ty Johnson, which is, I mean, not a major signing at all, but I mean, I
Right.
I, I love the little bit of juice he brought when he was in on the field. So I was happy they was able to re-sign him. So hopefully they can just pick up a bigger back either in the draft or a vet later in free agency for one of them vet minimum deals. So I was happy to re-sign him, but I have to say it's got to be Curtis Samuel because
Curtis.
it's one he's bringing a level of skill and versatility that we haven't had. We've had fast guys. We've had some people we can do some jet sweeps and some things with, but we haven't had someone with the skill, the speed, and the hands in one package.
Right,
So I'm excited to see what they're able to cook up for him because again, he's run a ton of routes in the slot, but he's also has a lot of experience on the outside. He has a from the receiver position a lot of carries under his belt. So, someone who you can put the ball in their hand and let stuff happen. A
right,
lot of them quick screen, them bubble screens that they were running to Diggs last year. All right, now running to someone who can actually take that route effectively,
right,
one step, and you back at full speed.
right.
Nothing against Diggs, that's just not his strong
That's not
suit.
his
So
game. Yeah, that's not
if
his
I
game.
can if I can run them plays to Samuel, yeah, that's a much higher level of success there. And he still has the speed to be able to take the top off of defense. And I want to see what he can do.
Right,
He's never had a legitimate quarterback to even try to push the ball down the field, but his
right.
speed ain't gone yet.
Yeah.
I want to see what he can do in this offense.
Yeah, and the good thing about him is that he's still in his prime of his career. You know what I mean? We're
Mhm.
not talking about a guy 32, 33 years old. Like this guy's like 27, I believe, 26. So
Right.
like we talking about a guy who can still, like you said, still run at top speed when he needs to. Still got the good hands. And this is a draft pick, one of the last draft picks that Brandon Beane had when he was in Carolina. He went back to back with good picks. One was Christian McCaffrey, the next pick was Curtis Samuel. So I know Brandon Beane, he probably brags about that. Like, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
my last first and second round picks in Carolina, they turned out pretty good.
So
But
what you thought, dog? I know what I'm doing.
yeah, and who knows? That may mean McCaffrey may be one of ours down the line on a 1 year deal. But nah, but I mean, pretty much what you said. I think I was most intrigued by that as well. I like the addition though of the safety too, because I will say from a defensive standpoint, at safety, they've always loved having guys who could jump in and just be around the ball. And it seems like one thing that you hear about Edwards a lot is that he finds a way to get around the football. And he not
Instinctive. He
and
got
he
a
not
lot of
afraid.
picks under his belt.
Yeah, and he's not afraid to take it back too, which is also a great sign because I feel like if you look at the Bills' history at safety, a lot of their best safeties in the last 20 to 25 years were those safeties who could get their hand on the ball. We going way back to shit, if you want to bring it back to Keon Carpenter for a couple years, back in the
Not
prehistoric
good,
days,
not
his
good old
childhood.
Keon.
Listen, I know you don't like Keon like I do, but Keon used to
Just whatever, man.
all right, Keon used to pick the ball off a couple times, but
That's okay. That's a
yeah,
name for you. I
I know
mean, I
that's
probably would
his
have went
name.
somewhere else before I went to Keon Carpenter, but
I'm just trying
that's
to go
cool.
back to like dudes who I remember at
I mean,
six.
you could have went Jarvis Bird if you wanted somebody that was
I
getting
was
mad
gonna work my
picks.
way there. I was gonna definitely get to Jarris
You went
Bird in
straight
his
to
nine
Keon
interceptions.
Carpenter.
I had to go back to the '90s real
You could have
quick.
went to Kurt Schultz.
Yeah, Henry
You could have
Jones
went
and
to
them
a ton
boys.
of players written about
Yeah,
Keon
yeah.
Carpenter.
I mean, there's a long list of them: Kurt Schultz, Henry
Yeah,
Jones, Keon Carpenter.
they've always had solid
They've
secondary
always had
players.
solid safeties,
Yeah,
but one thing that they did when they brought in Micah Hyde was they brought in a guy who they knew in Green Bay had a knack for being around the football.
you forgot to
Um,
mention George Wilson, Playboy.
yeah, George Wilson was one.
Trash.
I know Brian Scott was more of a hybrid, so I really won't call him a safety. But like, anyways, in most recent years, McDermott loves to bring in guys, being like to bring in guys who they feel like can add something back
Mhm.
there. That will help out their front guys. And I think Edwards, he especially if they really address defensive end, like I think they will in the draft. Because they really just need they're like one and it maybe maybe Vaughn gets back to being Vaughn, but like they really need one defensive end to be able to bring that constant, and I mean like harassing type
Mhm.
pressure, game in and game out. Like, you know what I mean? Greg Rousseau is the best all around defensive end that we got. But like when I'm talking about pass rush and I'm talking about every game, I know this guy gonna get at least 5 hurries. That's gonna affect the game. And I feel like that'll help out our secondary a lot because our secondary is gonna look different. It is what it is. Like we can't run from it. Secondary gonna be different, but does that mean can they perform? I think so. They're
Yeah,
younger.
different is just different.
Yeah, they're just a
That's it.
younger group. I mean, the veteran now in that group is going to be Rasul Douglas, so he's going to have to carry those guys, which we know he
Terrence
can.
Johnson now too, man. That
And Terrence
nigga's a
Johnson, right?
Grizzly
Like,
vet.
yeah, let's not forget about Terrence. So, like, you got a veteran group led by Terrence Johnson, Rasul Douglas. But those young guys now got, I mean, they got starts under their belt. I mean, you talk about
Mhm.
Taylor Rapp, he done started in the Super Bowl. You talk about Christian Benford, he started in playoff games now. Kyrie Elam has played and got interceptions in playoff games.
Yeah, I mean, both your safeties got
Yeah.
Super Bowls. I
Right,
mean,
Mike Edwards. I mean, yeah, the guy Edwards got 2 rings already. So we got experience. It's just gonna be
mhm.
different because you won't see 21 and 23. I mean, you're gonna see 21, but it's gonna
Yeah,
be a
you're gonna see it's gonna be just a different name. But
yeah,
the thing
a
is,
guy
like
with 2 Super Bowls though.
the thing
Um,
I like about it too is this is still someone who has starts under his belt, but still hasn't been a predominant starter. Like he
mhm,
still wants to prove himself to the league to
right.
show that I'm worthy of this contract. I'm worthy of a starter in this league. So like I love people in that position who got something to prove.
You got something to prove for sure. So and if we remember, we dial back to last year, Terrell Bernard was that person who we looked at, filling the shoes of a veteran. He was filling the shoes for Tremaine Edmonds, and that was like our biggest question going into week 1. We were like, I know we trying Terrell Bernard as a full-time starter for the first time. Can he do this? Because it was either him or Tyrell Dodson. And to me, I remember how I felt. I was not really at ease with that because I'm like, man,
I don't
maybe
think anybody was at ease with
yeah,
the
I'm like
linebacker
maybe I'm like maybe
position at
Christian
all.
Kirksey gonna be the guy, you know what I mean? And then fucking a week later, that man
Tired.
retired. Yeah,
It's like, yeah, I'm good, y'all boys.
yeah. He like, oh, y'all gonna do this? I say less. I'm out. I'm gonna go ahead and hang it up. But now it's gonna be interesting to see what that defense looks like on the secondary. But again, going back to Curtis Samuel, that flexibility that he brings, that energy that he's gonna bring, that juice that he's gonna bring, um, you mix him in with Khalil Shakir and what we expect him to do at that position with Stephon Diggs and what we expect from him, which guess what? It's funny because we going into this year like, oh, is Stephon going to bounce back or are you going to do this? The man still had a productive season by a lot of NFL standards. Steph
Hmm.
still had a very productive season, but I expect to see Steph show out this year. So you're gonna have Steph, a progressing Khalil Shakir, Curtis Samuel, who will be used, I think, very frequent. And then you throw in a day one or a day two guy at the wide receiver position.
And that's not even mentioning Kincaid.
Right. That's not mentioning KK or Knox or James Cook. So like
Yeah,
I'm
and I think Mac Hollins will have a. I don't think he'll have a massive role, but
right, but he
I
gonna
think
have
he'll
some
be. I think he'll be one of those guys taking some of Sherfield's reps that he was getting.
for sure. And
So
that's
I
what
think
I'm
there's snaps there for him.
right. Either him or shorter, like who whatever
Hmm.
ends up being for the number 5 role. But like that has me excited because I'm just like, I know the Bills ain't done, and I know Bean is not no dummy. So I know he like, man, listen, I see where we at, but imagine if I do this. Imagine if I do that. So you can only imagine where his mind is going if he add another weapon or two in this draft. Because now they can sit back and say, okay, we got the veterans in place. We already got the franchise quarterback, but we got the veterans in place.
Hmm.
Now we done added a couple rookies to the mix. Second year for Dalton Kincaid. Dawson Knox should be fully healed from his injury that he dealt with a year ago. Offensive line, we done made the adjustments we needed to make. And honestly, after the draft, I expect people to look at this offense and say, you know what? After all that makeover shit they just went through, losing Gabe Davis, whatever, this is still a top 3 offense.
Hmm.
Which I expected to be. Like I said, you Curtis Samuel was just like that reinforcement that if anything goes wrong in the draft and 8 guys go before you want to pick one, all right, I still got a viable option who can share targets with Khalil Shakir, Stephon Diggs, and Dalton Kincaid, no matter what. But now you're going into the draft, and now you can kind of lick your lips and say, you know what? All right, cool. The one I want ain't there at 28. Let's wait to round 2. Let me give me a round 2 worthy wide receiver. And I'm gonna still end up getting me a top 10, top 12 wide receiver in that second round. So
Yeah,
um
I'd say, listen, if you find a way to get me a receiver in the top 2 rounds, this skill position group is better than it was last year,
for sure.
hands down.
Hands down, just way more versatile too. Like you mentioned, like
Yeah,
you had speed last year, and you had a guy in Sherfield who could play special teams and get you a couple catches a game. But like Sherfield wasn't going to scare nobody.
right.
Like this is an offense now. Granted, we expect more additions, but this offense now where if I'm a defense, I do got to keep my eye on Samuel if he's in motion. I do got
Mhm.
to keep my eye on James Cook if he's moving around. I do got to watch. Oh, Dalton Kincaid coming out to the slot. Okay, let's move over here. Oh, matter of fact, where's 14 at? Okay, 14 over here. Okay, cool. I think we got everybody. Oh no, we got Khalil Shakir. He's okay. He just went wide. Now he's coming in. Like they can use motion and really just really mess teams up. And they can do all of that and then still just hand it off for Cook for 8 yards. Or play action and down the middle, Dawson Knox for 15. So like with already just what they have, they can put up 28 points a game. But now it's just what young guy can I get in that draft? At wide receiver, later on at running back that can even put more pressure on defenses to really defend us because I ain't gonna lie, there are some teams in the AFC that loaded up, and I'm just like, all right, it's gonna be fun. It's
Yeah,
gonna be some
well,
fun.
stay on. Kind of just want to stay on that point, but you mentioned young receiver. Is there anybody that you got your eye on right now?
I mean,
If
honest,
if you had your way, obviously.
if I had my
No.
way, the young guy from LSU would drop right in our lap at 28.
Mhm.
Realistically, is that happening? Probably not. Brian Thomas, he's probably projected to go top 20. I think I seen on most boards top 20, top 22-ish.
Yeah, somewhere around that range.
Yeah, so like I mean, I've been looking at the Texas guys, Xavier Worthy and then Aiden Mitchell, I believe his name is.
Yeah,
There's another one out of South Carolina, I believe, Xavier
Leggett.
Leggett, whatever
Yeah.
you want to call him. So there's been a few. I just kind of been telling myself to pace myself this year. Like, I did my little one mock, but
Mhm.
I'm just like, all right, Val, take it 2 weeks at a time. Don't get too ahead of the game and
It's
kind of
only
just
a month away, Doc.
it is now. Like now I can't do that. I mean, that was my mindset about a week and a half ago, but now, once April 1st start creeping around and you start seeing those magazine prints out. I was looking at a magazine the other day. That
Magazines.
yeah, that had one of the rankings in there.
Got throwback press.
Yeah, man. So,
So you must have
I'm
been
I'm
handling
getting
business.
there. I'm getting there. But yeah, I was looking at the Texas wide receivers because I'm just like, who gonna be available from late first round to the second round? So that's what I really got my eyes on. I ain't trying to really pay attention too much to the top four because I'm like, realistically, will we end up with a top four wide receiver? Probably not. So I'm just looking at 5 through 10. So my eyes right now is kind of pinned on 5 through 10
Mhm.
when it comes to those receivers. I'm like seeing who will be the best fit. Obviously, you got the dude from Georgia, he in the mix. A
How do
couple,
you feel about what's your thoughts on moving up for a
um,
receiver?
I would say if Brian Thomas is within range, I would do it for him.
Mhm.
Because I don't think those other ones, like obviously Harrison, Neighbors, and there's one other guy I can't think of right now off the top of my head, but like
Yeah, from
only three guys.
Washington.
Yeah, that dude. Him. Those three gonna be going in the top 15. But like once we get past 15, if I'm the Bills, I'm just kind of tracking it once we get close to 20. Because if we get to pick number 20 and Brian Thomas is still on the board out of LSU, I might, if I'm being say, you know what? I know we ain't got a third round pick, but what if we talked y'all into taking our pick this year? Maybe we give you second round pick next year and a fifth this year. What's up? Talk to me. And this is
Mhm.
just a fake scenario, but
Yeah,
like,
right. Some hypothetical stuff.
yeah, but like they may have to dip into next year if they want to move down. Like, because
Yeah,
this
like
they don't
I'm at the
third round.
point now where the need is there. We got 11 picks. 11 people ain't making this team off the draft. Let's
Nah,
just be real.
nah,
So how problem is, sweet spot to move up probably need the third round pick, which we don't have.
exactly.
So like
That's what
now
I'm
we
saying.
got to get creative and
Yeah,
can't even make that work. But
yeah,
I have no issue with them moving up to go get a receiver now. Because look, 2 years in a row, we know you wanted a receiver, but before you get the pick, it's been runs left and
it's
right.
been going. Yeah, and
So
that's
are you gonna lead at the chance again when anything can happen? So at this point, I'm like, yo, if you identify the guy and this is your dude, you feel comfortable with it, just go get him.
yeah. And
Like,
honestly, if you miss out on that situation, I must say if they can't move up for whatever reason on day one, I gotta move up day two. I
yeah,
got
you got to listen. If you don't get a receiver
day one.
in
They
the
got
first round, you got to find a way to get in that early second round
Yeah, because
because
it's gonna be a run.
yeah, that top of round two, I tell within the first 10 picks, you probably gonna have three receivers gone
Yeah, it's gonna be a
at
run. And
least.
I would just hate the Bills to miss out on it because, like I said, like we know the talent is spread out. Like if you say the top 20 wide receivers in this draft are all good, I would believe you. But like, do you want one of the top 10 receivers from the draft, or do you want 11 to 20? Like, do you want another Khalil Shakir? Which nothing wrong with Shakir, but would you rather have a Diggs,
Mhm.
caliber guy, fucking
I'm at the point now, bro. Yo, listen, it's crazy to sound. Find me a way to get into the top 10. Go get me a Dunzy
I'd be
from
crazy.
Washington and make it happen, bro. Give up the one next year.
That would probably take
Four.
a one next year.
Oh, 100% would take a one next year and some stuff this year. I don't even care,
Yeah,
bro. Get me that level of receiver talent and let's go play ball.
yeah. Because I mean, honestly, I mean the Bills are literally, and I know what they're gonna have to do up front. I expect them to get a D tackle. I expect them to get a defensive end at some point. Either
Hmm.
before day three, even day one. If the wide receiver they one not there, but like outside of up front on defense, that wide receiver is like that glaring one where it's like,
Hmm.
is it a certified need? We can't say that, but is it a need as far as Diggs is 30?
I think it's a
Samuel.
certified need
Well, yeah, I mean, you know what I mean.
because
Like, I'm not gonna
because
say like, well, when I say certified need, I'm not saying like is day one or like die.
yeah, it's not a whole hole,
Go
but I'm just
crazy.
saying, like, bro, we Stephon Diggs sprained ankle away from running out Curtis Samuel and Khalil Shakir.
Khalil Shakir, right?
And
And Mac Hollins.
yeah, like that's
Yeah.
granted, you can say that when I was any team, but you don't want to be in that position where you one injury away
Not in
from
our
really rolling
division.
out.
We got
Yeah,
we got Miami, we got the Jets.
yeah,
Like
you can stop there. But yeah, yeah, we gonna
man,
yeah,
well, I say around the conference though. We still gotta deal with Baltimore. And
yeah, yeah, 100%. So like I need them first to second round. And if you can't get them in the first round, you got to find a way to move up in that second
coming up.
round because
You know,
them second round receivers aren't going to be there.
yeah, I agree. Like I said, there's there.
Legette's going, Franklin's going, both Texas
Yeah,
receivers
yeah.
going,
Franklin, he's another one I
McConkey
looked at.
going.
Yeah,
Those all going to run in that second. It's just, some of those may creep to the first round.
that's a fact. Yeah, so
So
it's gonna be fun though because I mean the Bills haven't really added a high end wide receiver in a
and
long
ever,
time. Yeah, since
it,
probably Sammy Watkins. Yeah,
yeah,
Sammy.
that's the last first round receiver
Yeah,
they done drafted
and even second
or
round,
second round.
it was Zay Jones.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
was second,
yeah,
and
it was Zay
that
Jones.
was Zay
Yeah,
Jones is a viable NFL receiver.
right, right. I'm about to say like it's not like he trash. It's just that
Yeah,
he's not like
he's Zay Jones.
he's Zay Jones. Right,
He's straight.
right. But Bills need more than straight. And I think
Hmm.
Josh Allen would prefer a guy who can be more than straight. Um,
Yeah, but
because
listen, at this point, is if Brian Thomas is there, obviously I'll take him. I'm running the card up in a heartbeat. If AD Mitchell is there, I'm also running that card up in a heartbeat. I'm not thinking twice about it.
so it's gonna
That's
be interesting, man.
yeah, but it's gonna be tough though, because if the right defensive end or right defensive tackle is there,
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. But
because I
that's when your board, that's when your scouts who've been doing the homework, who've been doing their work, that's when you rely on them to say, listen, man, if we were scoring them 1 to 100, did you have this dude at a 90 and you had this dude at an 87? Because if so, we're gonna have to go with that 90 scorecard. That
Mhm.
87 looks sexy because that is a position that we need, but if we got this D tackle right here at a 90, I don't know if I'm willing to slide 3 points because we know they got a score system, they got a way that they, obviously make their decisions. But listen, I always say on draft day, man, listen, we gotta trust whatever they see. Cause they there, like we sit there, we watch highlights, we may watch a couple breakdowns from cover one or something. But like these scouts, they do the real homework. These motherfuckers is getting on planes, they meeting their families, they talking to these players, and they breaking down film and asking these players how they see stuff. So like our analysis sometimes ain't always gonna be the best on draft day or on day two, day three when we whining and calling the radio. So it'll be interesting. I will say I look forward to it. Because like you said, we're a month away now. Like it's no more talking about, oh, we got 2 months, we got I still ain't over the season. We in game time now. So that is what it is. But around the league, man, any big things around the league that made you say, ooh, ah, or like kind of surprised you? I mean, we know about the news that we just got recently with Tre'Davious White. So for those who don't know, Mr. Trey White, Mr. 27, went ahead and signed with the Rams. So
When that happened, I didn't even know that.
yeah, man, that happened. We'll call it Tuesday afternoon ish, late afternoon. But yeah, 1 year up to 10 million. I think they said like 8.5 guaranteed, possibly. But yeah, shout out to the Rams, man. He was one of their first visits. I know he had a couple other visits lined up. Might have been the Raiders, I think I saw in there, maybe a couple other teams, but they said it was some connection that he had within a coaching staff or medical staff, somebody that he was rehabbing with. So that probably helped out some. But the Rams been trying to build up their secondary. I think I
Well,
saw,
I'm happy he out west. I ain't got to look at him often and get sad. So
yeah. Nah,
eh,
and unfortunately we do play him this year, but it is what it is. I mean, ain't nobody gonna be like, oh my gosh, don't burn Trey. Like if he out
no,
there, he
burn that ass.
yeah, if he out there, he got to get it. But like,
Everybody get this work.
yeah, everybody got to get
Hey,
this.
we playing all of the play. We got them. Obviously, we got Poyer a couple times.
Oh yeah,
Somebody
definitely.
else resigned or signed somewhere else. We're gonna be playing
Yeah,
too.
we got to get Poyer over the top like 3 times. Just
Yeah, Jack. We play Jacksonville too, don't we?
play Jacksonville. Yep.
Yeah. So Gabe Davis coming back.
Ooh, not Gabe, not big game, Gabe.
Ah, big game, Gabe.
Not big game.
Yeah. Well, I'm happy for Trey. I was
Yeah,
worried he wasn't gonna find a spot right away because
ah man,
anybody coming off major injury, it's always up in the air.
it is. But you know what it
But
is that you don't find too many All Pros coming back from injury that you would be willing to take a chance on.
mhm.
Like we know his story obviously here because we done sat there and watched him get hurt twice in the last
He a
24.
dog though, man. He gonna come there grinding, putting in
And
the
that
work. He
right.
gonna be just fine.
And that's what they banking on. They like, listen,
Yeah.
we know what you like when you healthy. So we gonna bank that you can get right by September, October. And shit, if we only got to use you for the last 10 games of the year, that's what we'll do. So we'll see if it works out. I know he got a long road
Get
ahead.
that
Still
1 year deal.
yeah, he
Come
still
back,
got
sign
like
with Buffalo next year. Let's go, baby. Run it back.
yeah, Bean already said he not ruling him out ever coming back. So
Run
listen,
it, run it, run it back.
run it back. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, nothing else crazy I think went on around the league. I've been trying to
Yeah,
stay.
I was gonna ask you, do you have any thoughts or opinions yet on that change to the kickoff rules? I don't know if you had a chance to really
Nah,
dive into it too
I
much.
will. Yeah, I will say from what I did see, is going to create at least that situation where the field goal kicking returns will come back, which I
Yeah,
think is important.
I think we back up with
Yeah, which I think
returns.
is important. It's going to be more like a
Mhm.
run play, but I mean, listen, somebody brought it up great on the radio. They said it was coming to the point where it was just getting kicked out of bounds, and that was your time to go use the bathroom.
Oh
That was
yeah,
your time to grab
I've
some
seen
water.
3 kickoffs all season. Eh?
Yeah, you know what I mean? If you in a stadium, that's your time to sit down for like 4 seconds. So
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's good to see that play will now force teams to say, all right, we got to get a reliable kick returner back there who can at least catch the ball and
Shit,
run 15
that
yards.
that rule came out. Cordarrelle Patterson got signed
Right,
immediately.
right to Pittsburgh. Mike
It
Tomlin
was like,
said,
all
you know
right,
what?
cool. Got the check, got it.
Yeah, he said, come over here. Which it's funny because right when I heard that they were going to be making changes, that's one person who I thought about last week. I was thinking
Mhm.
about Cordell Patterson because I remember I wanted him bad a couple years ago when he was a free agent. I was like,
Yeah, before he went to Atlanta, I was like, come
yeah,
on,
because I was thinking of like the whole Curtis Samuel thing. I was like, yo, versatile player. He can carry the ball. He can catch the ball.
he can
But
return. Because
we
right
give me
now
Curtis Samuel over him any day.
we don't have a legit
We
returner.
don't. Yeah, no. With Hines and Hardy gone, unless they bring
Yeah,
Hardy back for cheap, which he was signed for
which
cheap.
I don't really see that happening.
Yeah, I don't see that happening. But I can see them trying to find a veteran return man. Whether a veteran or somebody late in the draft. You can get one in the fifth, sixth round. Or this guy from Fresno State ran back 4 kicks, and we like, okay,
Well,
shit.
not the random Fresno State drop.
Yeah, just random, like right, just throwing shit out there. West
My
Virginia.
man went to Kent State.
Yeah, he went to Kent State, ran back 4 in his career, and the Bills are going to take a chance on him. So, yeah, I would say either through the draft, you might see Bills pick up a returner, just at one of those late round picks, or like I said, you might see him just add a veteran on there, who has some experience returning kicks. Because right now in the league, teams gonna start scrambling now. Over the next 4 weeks, you're gonna see people sign a returner here and there, which would be smart because you don't want to get that guy back there who is only good for running it up 4 yards and then tripping on himself. Like you
Hmm.
that guy that's gonna catch it and then fumble. So you kind of want to lock that in and make sure you get a guy that's reliable, but can also potentially break one if need be. So yeah, that's really how I feel about that. I don't know. Did you have any major thoughts on that? You pretty good.
Not really. I just want to see it in action. It's like you hear the rule changes, and for me at least, it's a little tough to visualize. So I just kind of want to see it in action. Like saw a couple XFL games, so I saw it from their standpoint, and they pretty much taken that rule verbatim. So
Right.
you know, I saw a little bit in the XFL, but I just want to see it in action. But I mean, I think it'll be good from an NFL safety standpoint. It eliminates the 50-yard sprint and boys getting smacked. So you know, from a safety standpoint, and increases and it bring returns back ideally because I know there'll probably be a couple teams who are just gonna kick it out the end zone anyways. Like, yeah, fine, take the ball at the 30. I don't care. But I feel like most teams gonna try to kick it to the 5 or the 3 and pin them deep. So
Right.
I'm just really curious to see what it looks like though. But I think it was a good move. Any thoughts on that hip drop tackle?
Just all stupid stuff. I mean, for me, those don't matter as much. Like the kick return, I understand because if you got, like you said, guys running full speed, you want to try to negate that. But some of that stuff is gonna be too ticky tack because let me tell you something. When guys is running full speed, it's not too much you can do to just be like, oh, yep, I'm gonna call flag here because it's gonna become like, whoa, I didn't do it like that, or whoa, what do you mean? I thought you said this was legal. It was the same thing when they started putting out those fines and things for roughing the passer.
Mm.
People are like, well, I didn't put my full body weight on him. I used my side, this and that. I think it's gonna be like the same thing. It's gonna be real annoying at first, and I think they're gonna try to scale back. But like the first few games, like preseason and stuff, it's gonna be real annoying. Because
Yeah, because you're gonna
I
see more flags just to get it out.
to get it out, but that's gonna be annoying because, like I said, offensively, yes, you want your offensive skill players to be able to have like somebody tackle them in the wrong way, and you be like,
Yeah,
"Ooh,
not get their legs broken.
yep," and you be like,
Because
"Yeah, we got 15 yards," but then
yeah,
when
they said on average there's only about one per NFL game.
right,
So it's like I don't even think it'd be something that's even seen often. And I don't like seeing people get hurt. So like I'm not even that mad at it. Like, all right,
yeah,
cool. Take better angles and wrap up.
yeah, nah, I get it. I just hope it don't get to the point where it gets too messy and too many gray areas because that's when it slows the game down because
Mhm.
now you got to explain what you saw. And now we gathering everybody for 5-10 minutes.
Right.
Now,
Did he actually drop? Did he get his body around where it wasn't the drop? Or
please,
yeah. And you know, them communication, them huddles already take way too long anyway. So that's
yeah,
definitely a spot that's gonna be funny
we don't
to
need
see.
that.
Because again, first time a team got a 3rd and 20 and they catch the ball for 5 yards. Now it's a hip drop tackle and automatic first down. So first time you see that happen, everybody can be flipping about that penalty, no matter what team it is.
Don't let it happen to us with the Kansas City Chiefs driving trying to score against us, and now we got to
Yeah,
fucking
but
score.
we're not even gonna put that. We're not even gonna
I
put
know.
that energy out there. It's gonna happen against the Chiefs and the Raiders. Somebody stupid. I don't care.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah.
Um, but I will say, slightly moving on from NFL news, man, with the NBA playoffs right around the corner, man.
Hey.
You see anything jumping up that might catch people off guard in the next couple weeks? Because about 2-3 weeks from now, playoffs gonna start. I know my Knicks right now is at the 4 seed,
I
slightly.
was I was just about to say, I want to see what the Knicks look like healthy.
Yeah,
Like
it's getting
the
to that
way they've
point.
been playing, I'm like, they still not even they don't even they're not full throttle yet either.
They not, man, and that's what gives me hope because I feel like I tweeted almost every other week. Is like I got my boy Jalen Brunson, I got Josh Hart, and I got DiVincenzo. My
Hmm.
man Dante with the Ragu. I got them carrying the team right now, the Villanova three, and it's just like, damn, if we can get OG Anunoby, if we can get Julius Randle, Mitchell Robinson to somehow play 15 minutes.
Come on, I know you're not missing out on them Julius Randle parlays.
I am though. I mean, not the parlays, but I'm missing out on just him being out there to give me 20 and 10. Cause like
You missed the ISO ball.
Man, listen, it ain't even an ISO ball. It's just the fact that you got another physical body out there who can grab a board and put it up.
Thing
Or
is, though, he can ball. He just has a very frustrating game.
yeah, it is. But I'm telling you right
Like,
now, like the start that he got off to, and that's what's annoying to me is that he got off to a good start this year where like he wasn't even pissing me off that much. Like the type of ball he was playing the first 3 months of this year, I was like, I can live with that. I'm like, all right, you fake being efficient right now. Like you passing it when you need to pass it. You taking it to the rack when you need to take it to the rack. You shooting a three when you need to. So like I think that's the frustrating part. It's like he was actually playing decent enough ball where I wasn't getting too pissed off. And now it's like we know the competition about to rise up. So now I need my all-star. I need my third team all-pro guy to kind of balance it out. Mitchell Robinson down low, blocking shots, and OG Anunoby playing both sides of the court. So it's gonna be interesting. I thought I'd throw in something real quick about the playoffs because, like I said, with March Madness going on and then followed by the NBA playoffs, we know we in for a long summer. You know, we get those 2 months where ain't much on TV but baseball and fucking.
yeah, I'm good. I can live on that. So, not to interject too much. So, like, what's your team to beat right now? What's like one team in the East, one team in the West, and you can't pick the Knicks.
Well, I think the easy one to say, and I gotta be real, is really just Boston. Like I know
Mhm.
they number one seed, but like from a complete standpoint, from like coaching all the way down to like veteran leadership, down to your top players in Tatum and Brown, like your veterans is right now. You got Holiday on that team with Al Horford and Derek White, which that core three right there, along with the wild card, which is Porzingis, like you can legit get to the finals with that team and nobody will blink. Not just because of
Right.
the record, but it's like your star player is Jason Tatum, who is one of the top five best players in the league. So it's just like Boston would obviously, to me, be the obvious choice. Obviously, Milwaukee going to be right there fighting. Cleveland, to me, they're a little too up and down. Like even though they got the record, I just don't got no faith in Garland, Evan Mobley, and Mitchell right now. Like I don't know what it is about them. Like I just they don't strike no fear in me. Miami is also a wild card though, because I will say one thing about your man Jimmy Butler is he'll find a way in the
When
playoffs.
them lights come on,
Yeah, he gonna find a way to tug with your strings. Philly, I think they barbecue chicken because Joel Embiid is really the heart and soul of that team.
yeah, unless he come back with a ionic knee,
And he gonna need you're right, and he gonna need time to get comfortable. So it ain't even gonna be like Philadelphia is not a realistic option. Indianapolis gonna make it interesting, but I don't see
they
Pacers really.
got they got some talent up
They
there, but
got
it's
talent.
just
They got talent to take somebody to six. I just don't see them winning a series against one of those top four teams. I just don't see it. It would be fun to see,
yeah.
Halliburton because I think
Yeah, because
Halliburton
because
still nice.
based on where they at now, they're gonna be running up against Milwaukee or running up against Cleveland, and I don't think they got the horses to beat any of those teams.
Right. They can make it. They can make it 7 games with Cleveland, I think. But like, if they had to play the Knicks, if they had to play Milwaukee or Boston, nah, bro. Keep it moving. In the West though, I think it's pretty much got to be I don't know. It's tough to say, but I would say probably the ones I would want to avoid is Dallas. I
I don't want to play Minnesota right now. I'll
well,
tell
I
you
was going
that.
to say Minnesota, but I felt that was too obvious. Like I was going to say like Minnesota is a top two seed, so like once again, that's a young, hungry team with veteran leadership.
Mhm.
You know,
Wait, Edwards is balling right now. I don't even want
yeah,
to. I'm
nah,
not even
he's
trying to
trying to
give him
get
the
in his
same
way.
court as him
Yeah,
right
like
now.
OKC fun to watch, but like Minnesota got a game to them where they could even play half court if they need to. Like OKC gives me young, they almost give me young OKC vibes with KD, whereas like they got the star player, they got SGA in there, got your
Hmm.
you got your man Shat, and you got some other young players on there, but like when them NBA lights come on, you're gonna need more than SGA.
Yeah.
Good
You got any? You think any of the old heads will make any noise? Yeah.
Golden State, LA.
Your
I think the
Lakers,
Lakers
your
will. I
Golden
think right.
State.
Well, here the funny thing is, I think Lakers right now overtime with
Yeah, with
trying to check the
Milwaukee.
score. Yep. They in OT or whatever. So like Lakers gonna always make it interesting. Like if you get a healthy LeBron, LeBron can damn near sneak his way to the seventh seed if you let him.
He
Um,
done did it many a times.
Plenty of time. So like Do I expect that to happen again? Yes, but like, do I expect a real run from the Lakers? Hell no.
Mm-mm.
Hell no. Hell no. Like they just, unfortunately for Bron, because I would love to see him win another one. Like he's 40. He needs more firepower on his side. And it's tough to say because you're like, wait, this is the greatest ever. Why do he need firepower? Because
Day in and day out, that ain't gonna work.
right. Like
But
they
in the
have
playoffs, day in and day out, he could.
right. Like
But
and that's what
he still need another horse.
yeah, like D'Angelo Russell, to his credit, has picked up some slack. Austin Reeves, he'll do it here and there. Anthony Davis, pick and choose, obviously, but like, bro, just getting a bunch of spot up shooters who going 3 and D, that's cool. But you got them boys in OKC, you got them boys in Denver, you got Minnesota, you got them boys in Dallas with Luca fucking hitting
Hmm.
daggers left and right, and Kyrie fucking finishing left hand
With the
hooks.
left, how you do a left hand floater for the win? I say, yo, that's.
Yeah, he nasty.
I'm like, yo, what am I supposed to do with that
Nothing,
as a defender? Like, yo, what I'm put? What you
nothing.
want me to do?
But yeah, I think Golden State though barbecue chicken though. I'm not really feeling what they've been doing the last few weeks. I mean, Steph Curry a couple times, man, 14 points, less
They
than.
need to. It's time to blow that team up.
I don't. Yeah, right. Clay coming off the bench, and sometimes you get something. Draymond Green,
Clay
obviously,
looks shot.
yeah, Dre shot. So it's like you looking at that team, man. And you just like, nah, I don't see it.
Yeah,
I don't
I
see
think
it.
it's time to reset that
Yeah, them
thing.
young boys
Everybody can
coming,
go.
and that's the thing. Like we watching the league change in front of our eyes. We watching Luca become a veteran. He was just a young dude. We
Hmm.
watching Anthony Edwards in his prime. And he's only like 23 years old. So like
Being downright disrespectful right now.
being disrespectful, like flat out. So like the league is changing. Everybody who we grew up watching, they getting ready for retirement.
Yep.
Curry will be right around the corner soon too. Like quiet as kept. He
Yeah, Curry
34.
older than us.
Right. So like Curry getting to that point too. Well, he my age. I think he born in 88. So but it's getting to that point, man. And it's unfortunate. But I mean, I know the league is still in good hands. We still got some good young guns, like you said, Anthony Edwards. We got my man Shea. We got Halliburton in the East. We got Jalen Brunson in the East. So it's like it's some up and coming dudes, but the league is definitely changing. And right
Yeah,
now, this playoffs in the NBA at least is going to come down to who want to take it this year. Because right now, outside of Boston, Minnesota, Milwaukee, Denver, if you want to creep up, this might be the year because there will be no LeBron in
it,
this
it's
finals.
open.
Yeah, there will be no LeBron in this finals. There will be no Stephen Curry in this finals. So if you're a young and up and coming grasshopper, this would be your time. But yeah, now that we made our tangent, we'll circle back to the Bills. Before we sign off, anything that you can see a sniff coming in the next couple weeks before we reconvene? Anything that you got a suspicion on that you think we might do? Because I
Um,
still got like
it'd
28.
be nice if we can grab another veteran D tackle for the low.
Okay.
It'd be nice because again, right now we still only have three under contract and Elianku.
Yeah,
So I
nah.
mean four, and I don't want to say that disrespectfully.
Nah, you can
I don't
say
mean
this
it
is
like that. But we still need someone else, and I don't want to go into the draft with that big of a hole because if we don't sign a vet, then I need to walk out of that draft for two.
that's a Fendi.
So yeah, if we can grab another D tackle, because I mean we got a little bit more O line depth with them signing Will Clapp, but D.
Somebody locked down.
So oh, ooh, damn, Dame.
Well, Dame missed a shot.
Nah, Dame is in the corner three to go up two with 14 seconds left.
Oh, I just saw the score change. All right. Did he point to his wrist, Dame Dollar?
I don't know. I had turned my head.
Oh, nah. Yeah, man, it's that season, y'all. It's basketball season, unfortunately, y'all. I shouldn't even say unfortunately. It is what it is.
It ain't unfortunate.
It can't be football 12 months out the year. It ain't gonna be like Zazo. And they ain't got no LeBron to come back and hit a bucket, so it might be curtains, curtains, curtains. But now, y'all, we gonna wrap it up. I will say, I'm with you. D line has to be addressed um in the next couple weeks. Just one more. Just one more veteran before we go into the draft because I would hate to go into the draft day one and day two not address the D line for whatever reason.
Right.
And then we're like, oh shit, day three, we
What are we
got
doing?
yeah, we gotta go D tackle, and it may not be one that we even feel like we value there,
Right.
and we
Because
still
again,
have
not trying
somebody.
to be disrespectful, but I don't want Kingsley Jonathan getting major minutes.
Right,
Like I need somebody else in that rotation. I need another D tackle in that rotation. So there's definitely still a need there. So whatever position, first, second round, whatever receiver round you don't get a receiver in, go find me a tackle or an end.
right.
Preferably an end probably right
Yeah,
now
nah,
though.
nah, for
Because
sure. They're gonna have to get another young defensive end because I'm not
yeah.
rolling into a season with Von Miller.
Yeah, regardless, Vaughn is 30. He took his birthday today. Happy birthday, Vaughn. But
Yeah, like
what's he,
35.
34,
Yeah,
35? So
34, 35. So
yeah, so
yeah, nah.
regardless, you need to add somebody else.
And I
Whether he
hate
had
saying
a
it like
great
that.
year
'Cause
last or not. Like
right.
we need another D end.
I hate saying that. Like we not the same age as these boys. Like that's crazy. Like we like
Yeah.
old ass
That
motherfuckers.
boy old ass.
Yeah, you
Oh,
know, old cripple motherfucker. But
ISO, that is not working, D'Angelo.
well, he shot a brick.
Nah, he was going one on one with against Crowder, but he wasn't getting no lane, but he got fouled though. So I don't know if he getting free throws or not. Oh yeah, that was definitely a foul. Is he
That
shooting
was
though?
I am. I was like, yo, what was that noise? But all right, y'all. Listen, man. We did what we had to do. We wanted to come in here and talk about our latest additions with the Bills. Obviously, March Madness going on. Obviously, NBA playoffs we preparing for in the next 3 weeks. But it is our job to still lock in, tap in, give some bold predictions. But right now, I ain't got a bold prediction, so y'all not gonna get nothing from me out the hat. I know come the next 4 weeks, we are gonna cover
Oh
some of the
yeah.
draft, a lot more in depth. Probably get into our favorite, five wide receivers, favorite safeties, favorite
Mhm.
defensive ends, favorite defensive tackles. And we might even switch spots and go to a different basement. I know my man Denny, I talked to him recently, was saying that he got some more magazines coming because
I said, oh, he'll say, oh, he miss us.
yeah, man, he talking about he want to probably do another mock again, another mock draft where we had to set up. I think we did the setup before. A couple
Yeah,
years ago.
last year we did it.
Did we do it last year?
Yeah, last year we did it
Okay,
in
last
the
year we did it in the
cafe.
basement. So we
Yeah.
might end up doing that again. I know if I holler at him, he'll you know, want to join forces again. So yeah, we got more to come, y'all. We got two more episodes probably before the draft. So we're looking to dive more into it. Like I said, and free agency is technically the fun part is over. But
Yeah.
you still got to fill up some roster spots. So
Yeah, that's where you get that. That's where you get the value though.
yeah, nah, and we got
Trying to get
plenty.
them value picks.
Oh yeah, because we ain't got all that money, so we gotta do what we gotta
Sure
do.
don't.
We gotta do what we gotta do with the money that we got. So
But we
yeah,
ain't in a bad spot though. We still in a good spot cap wise.
sure. And we got majority of our starters coming back. 85, 90% of our starters will be back. I know it seems like we lost everybody and their mom, but we getting the boys back, and guess what? We got number 17. We got 1-7. So listen, y'all, this is Vel. I'm going to tell y'all, as I do every week, subscribe. Go on YouTube, watch the videos if you prefer to watch. If you want to listen to us, we on Spotify, we on Apple, we on any of your favorite streaming platforms, Instagram, Twitter for updates. Anything else you want to tell them, Z?
Man, we just appreciate y'all rocking with us for another week. That's all.
All right, man. Well, y'all know what it is. From my basement to his room and his vicinity over there. We gonna holler at y'all and we gonna catch up with y'all in a couple weeks.
See y'all
Peace
later.
out. Y'all be cool and y'all be safe. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, Dame just went up for a layup with
Sheesh.
last second.